If you're moving to Nashville, Tennessee in 2026, the suburb that you pick will dramatically affect your commute, your children's education, how much home you can afford, and your overall quality of life. We ran a deep analysis using both of our local experiences and AI to look at growth trends, schools, pricing, buyer outcomes, and market momentum. These 5 suburbs kept rising to the top as the strongest options for most relocators right now.
We're not saying that any of these are going to be perfect for everyone. Everyone has something a little bit different, what they're looking for, what their families are looking for. But these top 5 show the most momentum for what we're seeing for families and professionals and what they're looking for here.
And we are your Nashville real estate consultants. We are literally out here every single week looking at new properties, new developments, and coming up with topics that will help you make the best decision when you're making a move here. Our only goal is to help you make the best and most informed decision when you come to Nashville, Tennessee.
Absolutely. And if you're seriously considering a move here, make sure you reach out, hop on a Zoom call with us. We would love to hear from you. We're out here all the time talking to you from the YouTube channel, and we want to make sure that we're providing value to you. Fill out our buyer questionnaire. We would love to hear from you and see how we can help.
Yeah. All right, let's dive in.
Okay.
All right, so we're going to start with number 5.
Coming in at number 5 is Spring Hill.
Spring Hill, Tennessee, just south of Franklin and the Brentwood area. So you're
south of Nashville proper. You have Brentwood, Franklin, Spring Hill.
And then Spring Hill. So part of Spring Hill is going to be in Williamson County.
Yep.
And then the other part is going to be Murray County. M-A-U-R-Y.
Right. Majority Murray County.
Yeah.
Right.
So we say Murray. If you look at it from somewhere else, you're probably going to say Maury, or you're going to make it weird. But we say Murray like it's not how it's spelled.
Right.
But anyways, this is a booming area already.
So much new construction.
Yeah, what we like about this, the pricing in this area is very much more affordable than the heart of Nashville and even Brentwood, Franklin, Williamson County.
So because you're a little bit further south, you have a little bit further drive if you are going into Nashville. It's really affordable.
Yeah, it is.
So you can get a very, very nice house. It's really value based.
It is, yeah.
Right?
And I have family there. My parents actually live there. I have some other family there, and they're just talking about. They're noticing it, right? They're noticing the boom. There's thousands of houses being built down there. So new construction, as the market actually shifts into more of a buyer's market, you're going to be able to get these builders, these developers, they're going to have to offload some of these properties at some point.
Right.
So you're going to be able to get better deals, better incentives for some of these new construction homes.
Right. And you need an agent that's going to negotiate for you and know the ins and outs of what these builders are incentivized by with a buyer coming in.
Yeah, exactly. But Spring Hill, what I like about Spring Hill, again, you have that little bit of a country vibe, country feel, not too far. So take 65 right into the city. Obviously, you're going to be 45 minutes to an hour during rush hour to get there. But if you don't have to come into the city, then you would be okay. If you're going into Franklin, even if you're working there, that would be
easy.
20, 30 minutes.
Right. Also, if you go south, you have Columbia.
Yeah, you're right next to Columbia, which has a lot of...
And downtown Columbia is so cute.
It's a really cool nice. Yeah, Spring Hill doesn't have its own little downtown roundabout with old buildings, but
it does
but
have
Columbia does.
Shopping and restaurants and Walmart and your staple places, but it doesn't have a cute little historic downtown like Franklin or like Columbia would.
Yeah.
So, just be prepared that you're maybe a 15-minute drive to get to those cute downtown areas.
Yeah, but you do have that option, which is cool, because Columbia is kind of feels like you're still part of Spring Hill as well. And
exactly.
And that area,
just down the road.
Yeah, and it's being revitalized. The downtown Columbia area, they have these cool little new shops coming in and new restaurants. A couple of weeks ago, we went to Puckett's and they had live music playing, on a Sunday afternoon. It was really fun. So
I really like the Goat coffee shop.
The Goat coffee shop.
Yeah, the Fainting Goat. That's what it is.
Okay,
the
Fainting Goat. Yeah,
coffee shop.
Yeah, so cute little shops like that.
Yes.
They have, I'm kind of tying Columbia into Spring Hill, but they have Mule Day, which is this huge. That's kind of that's kind of what they're known for.
I've never been to that.
I haven't either, actually. I may have to go this year. It's coming up soon. But Mule Day is just a big festival that that they have that they're known for.
Get the community out.
So but it's a good time. Pricing here, again, a lot of houses are going to be more affordable than being in the city, and
so in 2026 we're looking at new construction range probably from $550,000 to $1.3 million, somewhere in there, which is a pretty big range, I realize, but that's great because it gives something for everyone. If you have a family with a budget of $550,000, you can get a nice new construction house still.
Yeah, exactly. Right?
Yeah. And resale could go up to even 1.4. 1.4 will probably probably get you a little bit more land and more of a small farm type thing if you wanted.
Yeah.
Or just a bigger house.
Yeah. So compared to some of these other prices, again, Brentwood, Franklin, some of these even in Nashville, you can get a lot more for your money in a place like this, and it's growing quickly, so the value of those homes are going to be going up. So just definitely a neighborhood and a community to keep an eye out on. And they also do have the Duck River, which is a beautiful river. You can kayak on it and those things. But that's also where the water source is coming from.
Correct.
And so just so you know, like, be aware. Again, I hear this from my family who lives there. That the water is becoming an issue. Prices might be going up for people because they're having to share more of the Duck River for all these new people
for the
coming
utility,
in.
Right? So the growth is happening so quickly that they're trying to find a solution for the water and sewer utility and making sure that that is sustainable and everything is good there. So you might want to budget a higher bill for that for the time being until they get that sorted out.
Yeah, exactly. But other communities, you have Fieldstone, you have
Port
Royal, Sagebrook, so just tons of different neighborhoods and older homes as well.
Yeah.
But you can find
and
some
then on
acreage.
your higher end, that reminds me of really important on the high end, which is going to be higher than what Spring Hill has seen in the past. They have a new development called Firefly.
Yeah, Firefly is going to be awesome. 700 acres,
Yeah.
2 golf courses, one 18-hole golf course and one 9-hole shorter golf course.
And those are world-class golf courses.
Yeah,
And so
exactly.
if you've watched any of our other videos, we did a video about the Grove a little while ago, and you can refer to that one. It's definitely an upscale, luxury golf course community. And this one, Firefly, is using some of the same people who designed that and who built that, and they're now doing it for Firefly. And they said they're taking everything that they learned from the Grove and designing that and making it even better for Firefly.
Yeah. Andrew Green is the architect of that. Just an amazing golf course designer. So that's going to be amazing. And this is not on the MLS yet. So reach out to us. You can right now purchase the lots for this development. But it's going to be. I would say it will be the most exclusive development in Murray County.
Correct.
In Spring Hill,
yes, I would
sure.
definitely agree with that.
Yeah. So that's one to. So again, Spring Hill is kind of known as this affordable place, but then there's also luxury that's coming in.
That's popping up, right?
Yeah.
So that's a really good predictor of the future. That if these larger companies are investing that kind of money into these luxury communities, that's where it's headed.
Exactly. So Spring Hill, number
these
5.
lots, So these lots, I just want to say,
Yeah.
You can design your own house. They are working with multiple builders that are hand-picked as approved builders for this neighborhood, and they're breaking ground on some of those houses very soon.
Yeah. They've already
This
started
year,
the golf course.
2026.
Yeah, so definitely one to check out. But yeah, keep an eye on Spring Hill. Don't make a move until you at least take a look at that one.
Yes.
All right, so we'll be curious to see what you think about number 4. This one may or may not be on your radar. Maybe you've never heard of it, but let's dive in.
Number 4.
Mount Juliet.
Mount Juliet.
Okay, Mount Juliet. Okay. Comment below. Let us know. Is that even on your radar? Have you ever heard of Mount Juliet?
Right. A lot of people haven't, so that's why we're bringing it to you today. So Mount Juliet is a suburb that is east of Nashville, straight east.
Yep, 40 East.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. And it's a great balance of suburban life with lake access. That's one of the big points for me is that you have 2 lakes that surround it. So you can have a boat. There's definitely marinas around. There's a boat club that you can join. If you don't own a boat, you can be part of this club, and you can sign up and take boats out every weekend and kind of live the lake life very easily there if you want to.
Yeah.
Otherwise, very family friendly. I've heard from a lot of moms that they're really happy with the school system out there. And the schools are Wilson County, not Williamson, but Wilson.
Yeah, Wilson, yeah.
So strong school systems. Families seem to love it.
Yeah, and going back to the lake, so you have Old Hickory Lake kind of on the north side, and you have Percy Priest Lake that's kind of closer in a little bit into the city. But
closer to Nashville.
Yeah, but Mount Juliet, you're past the airport, east of the airport.
Yes.
And I remember when they were building Providence. Providence is the big
the
Mount
big
Juliet
development shopping center.
It used to just be farmland, and then it's like they dropped a whole neighborhood and community all in one spot. Not just houses, but just like you said, shopping,
movie theater,
everything.
grocery store, everything you could need, boutique shops, your Sephora, like all of your run-of-the-mill big box stores as well.
It was
everything.
It's a pretty unique thing, I think, to see a project that large just come together
Just
like
emerge
that.
overnight.
I mean, it was really
and that really
incredible.
created that main corridor of Mount Juliet.
Yeah, so your
Right.
main corridor is just Mount Juliet Road, and yeah, you just have everything in one place, and then you can, obviously you can go north on the other side, and north, on the north side you have Lebanon Road that actually takes you into the city.
Right.
And so that
So
kind of
if-
gets you to Nashville if you need to.
Right, you could do that, or you can take 40 into Nashville. the
Exactly.
Interstate 40.
Yeah,
40.
yeah, and so you're about, realistically, you're 30 to 45 minutes from downtown if you're working there. If you're going in rush hour, probably going to be on the 45-minute side, but you have a few different ways to get there. So if traffic's bad, that you're good.
So there's a lot of new construction happening here. It's a very, very fast-growing city, much like Spring Hill is fast-growing, to the point where they've actually even paused new construction being approved for apartments and townhomes at this point. Those kind of higher density developments, they're going to pause those because they really want to focus on the infrastructure first and getting the roads better.
Yeah. That would be the biggest con that we see there right now is,
Yes.
going through Providence. It's a, 4-lane going down to 2-lane, and then there's just not many different access roads. They're windy and, 2-lane roads going
Right.
throughout.
It's kind of your old school country roads, right?
Exactly.
Which is what that always was before. But with the rapid growth happening, they need to expand that. So,
Exactly, yeah.
so that is the one con that I can think of.
Yeah.
The pro being, there's a lot of restaurants coming in. There's a lot of community events. There's a lot of outdoor space, again with the lake, but also with parks and, just getting out in nature.
Yeah,
There's
a lot of walking
available.
trails, biking trails.
Exactly.
Yeah, you have good restaurants, and Martin's is there. My in-laws.
Martin's Barbecue.
Yeah, Martin's Barbecue, one of the best ones in town. But my in-laws live there, and they've, so we get to see what's happening in that area.
Right.
And they actually they voted down a 600 unit complex that was going to be built right down the road. My father-in-law actually went to the meeting and
Okay.
talked, and his argument, he's not against growth, but his whole thing was just the infrastructure is not ready, and so they wanted to build it on a 2-lane road, windy road, and it's like, where are these people going to go? And so that's one thing that they're kind of struggling with right now, but they've done the right thing, I think, to say, let's give it a pause. Let's figure out the infrastructure situation.
Right.
And they do have a new exit onto 40 that's approved and that will be built over the next couple of years. And so that will help.
So they're
alleviate.
working on it.
Exactly.
So over time, they're aware of it. They're catching up. They're working on it.
Yeah, but something, we want to share the good and the bad with you in these videos.
For sure.
But that's a great spot to look at. It's
And to me, one of the main positives is that it's very affordable. So we do a lot of luxury on our channel, but we wanted to make sure that we incorporated some very affordable, kind of giving a little bit for everyone here. So price range for new construction, you're much like Spring Hill, you're looking at between $550 and $1.3 million.
Yeah, and obviously some goes up from that, and
Right,
some
you can
be
find
lower.
some higher and some lower.
That's
but
kind of the good,
kind of
the good sweet
general-
spot.
Yeah.
Yeah, and and again, like those prices vary. So some of them are going to be, some neighborhoods are going to have much smaller lots. If you're in the 500 range, you're
Right.
probably going to have a quarter of an acre lot or less, right? You're going to have closer neighbors,
And
but
a
you might have a
modest
pool.
house. Yeah.
But you might have a pool, a community pool,
neighborhood pool,
and,
right.
and trails. Like again, Providence has bike trails, walking trails throughout the entire thing. Campioni's just came in, which is a Chicago restaurant. My in-laws are from
okay.
Chicago, and so they go there
loving
like
it.
every week, But it's like
Okay.
but you have good food coming to the area. New
Right.
as it grows, you have all these things happening.
Yeah. The good with the bad.
Exactly. Yeah. So Mount Juliet, definitely check it out. If you're looking for a good suburb to be in, Mount Juliet should definitely be on your list.
Yes. What do we have for number 3?
Yeah, number 3 is Nolensville, a small
Nolensville.
town charm of a community, but crazy amounts of growth also happening.
Right. Wait till you hear.
Yeah, this is a cool one. So if you haven't heard, comment below. Let us know. Have you heard of Nolensville? What do you know about it? Curious to see if people hear about these different parts of towns that we know about. But still in Williamson County.
Yep.
So we took you south, took you east, and now we're gonna bring you back down south a little bit, southeast.
Southeast.
Where Nolensville
right.
is.
Right.
Yeah.
You're kind of in between the two.
Yeah.
So small town and so charming. Very historic feel. And I've seen the growth over the last few years already, but they're really maintaining that charm, which I love.
Yeah, so no, and I have some friends who are going to be very upset that we're sharing this information with you because I have I have friends who hate the growth because it's been so secret for so long.
Right.
But
it's
yeah,
a well-kept secret.
it is. Yeah, but yeah, like we said, you're on the southeast side of Williamson County. Nolensville Road takes you all the way up into Nashville. And Nolensville Road actually turns into 2nd Avenue, so it takes you all the way downtown.
All the way to Broadway.
Or you can take 65. So 65 gets you there as well.
Right. So easy access points, great location.
Yeah, traffic. Traffic can get rough on both of those ways. So just so you know, I think you're looking at probably 45 minutes realistically with
In traffic.
Yeah,
Right.
with no traffic, it's not as bad. But that's just kind of what you're looking for in Nolensville. Just
Right.
but just a beautiful downtown area, and then you have
Right.
lots of developments around the area.
And so they are revitalizing the downtown area as well, which I love. They're bringing a lot. They're in phase 1 right now of revitalizing that downtown. And phase 1 is going to be more your commercial mixed use, right? So that's your restaurants, your grocery stores, your shopping, that type of thing, more of your commercial. But they want to make it really walkable because it's very walkable and very charming right now. So they're making sure they're doing 10-foot sidewalks. To me, that's just charm. I just picture kind of brick sidewalks that are 10 feet. And it just supports that cute lifestyle that everyone knows and loves out there.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I mean, this first phase that should be finished in 2027 is going to be, it's 27 acres. I think there's going to be 400 residential units. And like you said, like the commercial, and then the 10-foot sidewalks is awesome.
I love it.
But just, if you've never gone down to Nolensville, it's a really, the old downtown is just like a little small
the
strip.
antique shops and everything.
Yeah.
Oh, I love
So you have that, but then also you have just, as that grows, you have there's a Publix that's being built right now, kind of in this area, and so much going on.
But you're still surrounded by a lot of land. So
Yeah.
there's new development communities and homes, but there's also homes with land and space.
Exactly. Yeah.
So what are we looking at for price range?
Yeah, so this is going to be, again, most of Nolensville is in Williamson County. There's a little bit that hits Rutherford County, kind of going towards Murfreesboro area, but sticking with Williamson County, I mean, you're going to be more expensive than Spring Hill and Mount Juliet, most likely.
Right.
Yeah.
So I think you're looking between 650 and 1.8 million and above.
Yeah,
So that price range is creeping up there to 1.8.
It is. So yeah, Williamson County, it kind of has moved from Brentwood, Franklin, those areas that kind of east over into Nolensville. But yeah, like I said, you still have the Williamson County schools, and you have it's a great place to live. We have people there who just absolutely love living in Nolensville.
Yeah. The only con that I can think of is, inventory is tight. So if you want to buy into Nolensville, prices are pretty competitive there, and there's not a ton to choose from. So when they pop up, people grab them.
Yeah. So if you think you like that area, you definitely want to be you want to be ready to move.
Right. But we are on it. So if you call us and want to see something, we are on it every time.
Of course. So again, obviously, book a call with us. Yeah. So hope you like those 3. So we got 2 more for you. Wait till you hear the first one, but we have 1 more before the final.
Right.
So we jump into that one.
Okay. Number 2 on the list is Brentwood.
Okay, Brentwood, Tennessee. Probably no surprise that Brentwood is going to be in one of our towards the top.
Right. We do so many videos with Brentwood home tours.
Yeah, but this one's just a powerhouse for families and people who want to have a great school system, so they say. So the internet says, we're not steering you. So AI says, but just, and this is consecutively one of the highest ranked areas in America.
Right,
Yeah,
right.
so
It's
a
very
beautiful place.
consistent.
Yeah, beautiful place to live. Yeah, I love Brentwood. I mean, if you don't know, you probably do if you've been looking around Nashville, but you're just south of Nashville.
About
65.
20 to 30 minutes.
Yeah, 20 to 30. You're kind of close to Forest Hills and Oak Hill, that's in Davidson County, but you're just a little south of that. So, but you just have beautiful, just a great shopping area. It's a great Brentwood area, just tons of shopping and shops and restaurants and stuff.
Right. Everything you need is there and more. You are talking about a little bit more luxury ranking number 2, we're getting to a higher price point. So more luxury, more manicured lawns, more high-end restaurants. We've talked about Uncle Julio's before as one of our favorites. Generally low crime. They have their own police force that I see out all the time, managing traffic and all that. There's a strong resale value there. These houses, it's desirable. So these houses hold their value.
Yeah, this is Williamson County. So again, if you just go search that county for the school system, you'll find it ranks in the top in the state. A lot of times what happens with some of our clients is they're single or they're newly married and they want to be close to Broadway downtown, and then they start having kids, and then they're like, oh man, this is not, we can't do the things like we used to anymore. And so then now we're thinking about schools. And so a lot of people end up in like Williamson County, down this area. Obviously Wilson County, some other places too, but this is just the different transitions that people have. So depending on where you are, in your life, these are just things that obviously you're considering. So we just want to bring these to your attention. Not trying to steer you. You have to be always careful.
Right, we have to be very careful. Right, but I do love Brentwood. Some examples of houses there. We've done the Parade of Homes videos that we have done. It's a series of 6.
Yeah.
And we did, extensive tours of these beautiful homes. And those are all in Brentwood.
Yeah, Rosebrook was that development.
Community.
If you want to look at it,
right.
yeah, but just beautiful
They're still
homes.
building in there. There are homes available in Rosebrook, mostly at about around the $5 million price point for those. But other neighborhoods that they're not new construction necessarily. This one has been around for quite a while. But Governor's Club,
nice gated community, golf course.
Yep, exactly. Large homes, large estates.
Your average in Brentwood is going to be over $1 million. It's about 1.1 to 1.2 million right now.
Right,
But obviously a lot more than that as well.
Yeah, you can go up to 3-4 million and above.
Yeah, easily. Yeah, you also have Brentwood Country Club.
Yes.
They actually just renovated the entire golf course a year ago.
Okay.
The members were not very happy because they couldn't play for a year, but still had to pay for it. But they have a cool neighborhood there.
Yeah, great clubhouse and pool in there.
Yeah,
Very nice.
But Brentwood definitely, obviously, again, you probably, if you've been looking for any time, you probably have heard about Brentwood.
Right.
And know
and
that,
definitely, check out our other videos because we have some fabulous home tours of examples for Brentwood.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, ready for number 1? Franklin. It's no surprise. We've talked about it this whole video, but we can't not have it as number 1.
Right. The countryside, the rolling hills are some of the most beautiful I've ever seen.
Yeah. When I think of rolling hills of Tennessee, I think of Franklin.
Yes.
It's just, and there's so much land. There's so much going on there.
Right.
And it's just beautiful. Obviously, the first thing is that downtown area. The cool, historic downtown is kind of where it starts.
Very charming. People love it. We've actually had people from our channel here that have reached out. They think they want one part of Nashville, and then we take them through downtown Franklin, and they're like, oh, I love it.
It just happened like a couple weeks ago. They thought they were, like you said, they wanted it over here, and then they're like, oh, we really like Franklin.
Exactly. It's charming. It's cute. It's upscale, right?
Yeah, Franklin is upscale. Yeah.
Generally.
Yeah, when you get that downtown area corridor is definitely upscale, but there's something for everyone in Franklin. I think you can get down.
We'll get into that.
Yeah,
we'll get into the price range. Don't
give
them the prices yet.
Okay, we'll hold off on that. But Franklin and just so if you don't know where it is, it's just south of Brentwood.
Right.
South of Nashville, Brentwood down 65 into Franklin.
And Brentwood and Franklin, the lines can kind of blur a little bit. Sometimes you don't know when you've crossed into Franklin because Brentwood can be so similar.
Yeah, if you look at the lines between Brentwood and Franklin on a map, it's like a kid scribbled the line. It's crazy to figure out which one is which. But it's when actually my wife was upset about me when she was asking me. She's from Chicago and she's like, "Where are we in Brentwood or Franklin?" I'm like, "I don't know. We're in Williamson County." Because and then I showed her that map and it made more sense to her that it's not clear. It's not like a line that goes down the middle. But the way I look at it is it's all Williamson County. And so then you have the downtown Franklin, and then you have the Brentwood that's a lot more housing, and then smaller area for shopping and stuff. But but Franklin, you have the Cool Springs Mall. Leaper's Fork is tied into Franklin.
Right, and Leaper's Fork is going to be more your small town feel. Really cute upscale restaurants, but it's more small town feel. But it's also where a lot of the stars live.
Yeah. Tim McGraw, people like that have places down there.
Exactly.
Justin
Reba,
Timberlake.
Justin Timberlake.
Yeah, they all have
I think
places
Carrie
there.
Underwood has a place there. There's tons of stars generally live in that area. And one of the things that I love about that area as well is they have this wine and dinner that you can do on the river. And so they have these metal tables that they sit out, and you literally have bare feet and your feet are in the river. You're sitting in a chair with the river flowing under you.
Exactly.
And you just have this upscale dining experience.
You can be
in
classy.
the river.
You can be classy and still have your shoes off in the South. That's how
right.
we do it.
It's a mix of country luxury.
Exactly.
Right.
Exactly. Yeah, but Franklin is just it's a great space, great area. And again, you know, as far as like how the distance to Nashville depends on where you are in Franklin because
Right.
it is so big. It goes. I mean, you can go all the way down to Highway 96, which is Murfreesboro Road. Tons of new construction down there.
Yes.
Just so you're looking at from 30 minutes to 45 minutes. To get to Nashville. So that's kind of what you're looking at is if you have to go in every day to Nashville.
Right. Going back to downtown Franklin a little bit, they do a lot of different festivals down there. And a lot, I mean, I went to, over the holidays this year, I went to like a holiday pop-up where you would walk around and all the restaurants had food samples for you and all the boutique shops were open so you could shop around and kind of get gift ideas while you're eating bites of food. And you know, it's a ticketed event, and so everything, once you have your ticket, all the food and drinks are included, and it was just really fun, really cute thing to do with girlfriends.
Yeah, they do that several times a year where they block it off,
Yes,
no cars,
exactly.
live
they
music.
have arts festivals, live music.
Yeah. And
Pilgrimage Festival at Harlansdale Farm is a big one.
Huge music festival.
Exactly.
And then you just have so much history too. You have the Carton Plantation where there was a huge Civil War battle, so you can go and tour these different places like that. So that's just on top of everything else is that you have, just some really cool things like that.
And then as far as housing,
let's get into the housing. Yeah, I think, we're looking, so there's a lot of options here. So if you get into the 1-bedroom condos, right, you can find something probably in the 3 to 400s for something smaller. If you're looking for a single family home, you're going to probably be more like 700 for like older stuff.
Right. For
in the older neighborhoods.
Stuff,
and then you can go all the way up into the million plus easily, 2-3 million.
I would even say 4, 5, 6 million if you want to.
Well, you have the Grove, you have Troubadour, that's also kind of in College Grove, but it's still Williamson County, kind of that, you're kind of rolling that way. So there's so many different options, but lots of new construction.
West Haven is a big one. I mean, you can't get into West Haven for under $1 million, basically.
Yeah, for a single family.
But that's almost a city by itself. And we've done videos on West Haven before, so check those out.
Yeah, but you have lower priced ones, McKay's Mill, Ladd Park.
Yes.
Those are huge developments with pools and
clubhouses and tennis courts and all of that are affordable.
Fieldstone Farms, you have, and these are golf cart neighborhoods, right? We have clients
right,
in
maybe
there
not golf course, but golf cart,
where you get your family and you drive around in the golf cart. That's what a lot of these neighborhoods are like. So there's something for everyone in Franklin, though. So definitely one to check out.
And what's that new neighborhood called Wiley?
Yeah, Wiley is very close to West Haven, and this one I think they actually have broken ground on a few homes. There's been a few homes built in this one, but this is luxury. If you want horses and equestrian development, this is just hundreds and hundreds of acres of land. I think it's over 600 acres. There's actually a creek that runs on part of it, so some of the lots that you can purchase are going to be on a creek, which is cool. But you can literally take your horse and take it to the restaurants and the clubhouses that they're going to be building, and they'll have places to put your horse. Yeah. You're looking at about.
They have like wellness facilities, and
spas
restaurants,
and
spas,
everything,
fitness centers, literally everything. I mean, it's going to be a very, very high end.
Yeah,
area. I think of South Hall too.
South Hall is another one.
I mean, that's more of a hotel where you stay,
right?
But it's all inclusive. They have farm to table restaurants where they grow everything on the land there. They have big fire pits every night. Wellness centers, holistic stuff. And
exactly.
I call it stuff. Just kind of blanket statement, but you know what I mean.
And going back to Wiley, you're looking at, I think the cheapest one online right now is about $1.8 million for about
lot,
2 acres,
right?
Yeah, for the land. And so not all of them were on the MLS, so just, reach out to us if you want to
if you want more information.
Yeah,
on
and then
that.
they have like a handful of builders that you can use. But if you're looking for something like that, I mean, there's just you can't beat it. I mean, that's just something about the Franklin area that is just you can't really put into words. Even
Right.
we're probably not even doing it justice with this video, but
Probably not.
but it is number one. It has to be number one.
I just love that in these top 5, there really is something for everyone. And we've said that a few times throughout this video, but it's really true. We've covered a lot of different price ranges, a lot of different areas, and they're worth checking out.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, so comment below. Let us know what was your favorite. If you were moving to Nashville suburbs, which one would you pick? And reach out to us again, book a call with us. We would love to meet you and help you navigate all of these different and beautiful places.
Yeah.
And we'll see you next time.
Thanks for being with us today. See you next time.
Later.
Bye.